Mary Westcott is here because she has gone through the 1-2-3 habit system. She's one of the very first people who really connected with the 1-2-3 habits, and it completely made a huge shift in the way that she works, the way she lives. And I just absolutely love what it has done for her. So I invited her on the show, and I'm going to have her talk a little bit about where she was before she started 1-2-3 habits and then where she is now. Welcome to the show, Mary. Thanks for being here.
Thank you on your show and just spreading the love and inspiration to your audience. Thank you for having me. So, like Susie said, I am Mary Westcott. So, I'm a mom, wife, and business owner. So, with the 1-2-3 habits, before I was introduced to it, I was living the life of anxiety, depression. I had really bad postpartum depression as being a first time mom. My habits weren't great. My routine, there wasn't no routine. There wasn't like any structure. And then so I met Susie. She was actually my third guest on the podcast. And so she introduced me after the podcast, her 1-2-3 systems, after talking about it. And I was like, of course, I would love to take a look and see how that will work for me. And so we hit it off. And ever since then, I was able to really look at my mentality in a brighter light. My actual mental wellness is a lot better. I look at life as a precious moment and not just surviving by it. I'm actually thriving, and I'm able to set the boundaries that I need. I'm able to just be me. And so with these 1-2-3 habits, I was able to start up my own podcast management business, get clients. Now I'm able to actually build this course and really be thankful for my life now. And I'm just living in full abundance and inspiration right now. So Susie, I want to thank you for introducing me to the amazing 1-2-3 habits.
Awesome. Mary, oh my word. Thank you so much for sharing. Thanks for being here, and thanks for embracing it the way that you did. I've never seen anybody jump on it as much as you have and embrace it as quickly and as broadly as you have. Like you talked about, you started here with your mental health. You had 3 mental health habits. Then you worked it into your business. Then you worked it into your podcast. Then you worked it into all these different areas of your life already. And you and I was only on your show, what, 6 months ago? So all of this has happened in just a period of a couple of months. It's absolutely amazing what you have been able to do with 1-2-3 habits. So awesome. So let's go back to the beginning where you were saying when you came to me when we first met, you had just started your business, you were swamped with mom life and all of the things, and it felt like you were sort of overwhelmed by it all, right? Yeah. And so then we dove right into 3 habits that you could do every single day to just give you some clarity back, to give you back some control, and to help you start with your mental health. I remember you saying, my mental health is my priority number 1. That's where I wanted to start. So that was your first pillar, your step 1. Then we did our 2-month program, and you harnessed and powered yourself up with 3 habits. What were those 3 habits? Do you remember what they were?
Yes. So those 3 habits was journaling for 10 minutes, reading for 20, and exercising/meditation for 30. So that right there, I'm still doing right now. Without those things, I can most definitely tell I have a bad day if I don't actually implement those. So it is a everyday thing that I don't even think about anymore, that I just do every day. So it's awesome.
That's amazing. Do you guys hear this? Okay, so she formed 3 habits 6 months ago, and she's still doing them today on autopilot. It's just absolutely incredible what you can do with habits, because they don't just change you while you're working on them. What did you feel when you were working on those things? Like, what shift happened while you were in the middle of those 3 habits?
Oh my goodness. I felt more relieved. I built some clarity. I was really in tune with my inner self, because as being a mom, it's very stressful. You have anxiety and all the stress and all the overwhelm just all around you. But my journaling is like my therapy. I can just write down whatever I'm feeling in that moment, and just let it all out. And then when I read personal development books to give me back that positivity after releasing that negativity. So I am reading, affirmations. I'm reading just knowledge things about business, anything like that. And then whatever I can't get out still from journaling for those 10 minutes, I work out. And I just let all of that, just the rest of that out. And then I finish off with a meditation to be more grounded with myself. And then I have a wonderful day. After that, I'm manifesting for a great day. Like no one can stop me after that.
I love it. These 3 habits set you up so that no one can stop you from doing what you want the whole day.
Yeah.
These are how you set your day, set the tone, and start. Oh, I'm fantastic. I'm so proud of you. It makes me so happy. So, without the 1, 2, 3 habits, do you think you would have been able to focus in on these 3 key things? Do you think you would have been able to figure out what those most important factors were and how to make them into habits without this 1, 2, 3 habit system?
Probably not. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I no, because with the 1, 2, 3 habits, it actually honed down on what I was missing in my life, what I need to let go, and what I need to really focus on. And it really allowed me to really analyze those things. And now I'm on an actual straight path of what I want, the goals that I need to accomplish. And it's just amazing.
That is so phenomenal. Oh, I love hearing that. I love it so much that you started somewhere and then it's still working for you today. And then it helped you bring that clarity, helped you overcome all that overwhelm from beginning all those things that you were doing. Oh, it's so awesome. So, so exciting. And so, and in true habits and humor form, you also have an embarrassing story to share with us. So, Mary is one of my amazing clients. Yes, absolutely. She is one of the top tier clients who really dove into this and really made this program hers, but she also has her own business and her own stuff that she's got going on. So let me tell you a little bit about her, and then she's going to tell us an embarrassing story, of course, because that's what we do here. And then she's going to teach us something that she now knows about herself because of what she learned in this embarrassing moment. So Mary is, like she talked about, I was a guest on her podcast. She is the podcaster, the host of the Fearless Mom Tribe podcast, Fearless Mom Tribe podcast. And she's also a podcast manager. She was my podcast manager when I first began. And her business is called Podcast Management with Mary. She also is a mom. She has a beautiful daughter, and she helps moms to podcasting moms to buy back 3 extra hours in their week when she manages their production, and she helps them with their processes and setting up strategic frameworks so that we moms can keep ourselves organized and keep track of what we're doing all the time and still be able to make our impact with our message. So Mary, beautiful thing that you do, beautiful work that you do. Tell us a little bit about what you do and then go ahead and tell us your embarrassing story.
All right, yes. So honestly, what you just described is exactly what I do. So with my podcast, I'm here to empower moms to love themselves unapologetically through all the flaws, all the heartaches and pains and traumas that we go through. And it is a set space for moms to come together, let their hair down, and really bond with each other, no matter of the ideas and values that we actually embrace. So it's something that I work on because I know how just stressful it can be and when we don't have a support system. And so I want to be that support system for my moms. And of course, my podcast management, I am here for my podcasting moms because I know how valuable family is. I know how valuable time is. You know, we don't have just extra time to just spend. Like if that was the case, we'll be sleeping somewhere, having fun somewhere, or doing whatever. But I am here to just help moms to strategically and plan and stay organized with their podcast, as well as still thrive in life. And so I just embrace and just love what I do with my clients because just seeing the back end parts, the raw actual episodes, and putting that into a finalized, complete, amazing episode is so amazing. And now, so my embarrassing story. So this was back when I was 8 years old. This is one of the stories I might as well just tell everybody because my parents always tell everyone else that has met me. So I'm just going to just tell the world. So when I was 8, I always had a keen eye for creativity, but I never knew. And I love fashion. So I love shoes. I love clothes, all different types of things. And so I have older siblings that are like 10, 11 years older than me. So I always see them with amazing shoes and clothes. So one day I decided to take upon myself to go to school with my sister's thigh high heel black boots, stiletto boots.
I love the
Remind
image. You're 8 years old and
Yeah,
you're
it
in
just
high heels at school.
oh my gosh. So my brother took us to school, me and my little sister. So I was like, "Ooh, I really like these shoes." So I was like, I wonder how far I can get away with just wearing these shoes out the house. Let's see if this will work. Obviously, my brother didn't pay attention. Remind you also before I continue, my sister is 5'10". So she's tall. I am an 8-year-old, probably like 2 foot, 3 foot. Like I was short. I was very short. Like literally those thigh high boots came all the way up to my hips. Okay. I don't know how I walked in them. I really don't. And so he dropped us off to school. I was walking with my little sister with our backpacks and everything, went inside, and I was still frantic and I'm still surprised. I'm literally going to school with these high heels on. Like my brother still did not notice me walking. I'm like, what's going on? So I was like, okay, that works. And so I went into school. I don't remember much of like pre-med school. I just remember my teacher putting me to the side and calling my parents. And I guess what my mom was telling me was that she was laughing so hard she couldn't even really even get it out of the whole scenery of just an 8-year-old with thigh-high boots and it's high heels at that. It's high heels too. Like you guys got to remember that. It's high heels. It wasn't just regular like flats. No, high heels. And so they were just laughing and like literally I didn't get in trouble, but my parents asked me like, why did you do that? Like still to this day, they're like, what made you literally wear your sister's boots? And I was like, I just like them. I was seeing how far I can get away with it. Obviously, I got away with it. I don't know. So my brother, so they made my brother go back up there and bring me back my tennis shoes. So yeah,
That's
that was
awesome.
hilarious. My parents tell that story to everybody. I'm like, that's so embarrassing. Why you guys like my friend is he even jokes around. He's like, well, I'm gonna get a tattoo of literally a black stiletto, a thigh high boot somewhere with your name on it. I'm like, why would you do that? Why? But in the end of that story, I've actually came to realization that and through life right now, as of today, I am a go-getter. I am a challenger. I challenge life. I challenge just people and society. Nothing's gonna stop me. I will go all in, or it's all or nothing. Like it's amazing. So that story, I really got that I'm a challenger. I will face whatever it is, and I will still go for it, no matter how hard it will be or how silly it may seem. But you will know who I am, and I will let you know this is who I am and this is me. So yeah, that's my embarrassing moment.
I love it. I love that you started out with like pushing a boundary. You wanted to see how far you could go with this thing because it was you, it's what you wanted to do. And you're still living life that way. You still figure out like, this is what I want. How far can I push this? How far can I push myself? And then you just go with it. And I like that your support system just laughed. They enjoyed the moment.
Oh yes, they laugh. They tell the story every day. It's
That's
all
fantastic. I love it.
right.
That's awesome. So that's such a valuable lesson for all of us, I think, is to first of all know what you want. Like you wanted to wear the boots. You wanted to be you. No matter it didn't matter if you were going to school, it didn't matter where you were headed. That's what you wanted to do. And so that's one key piece of the puzzle, if you ask me. I think if we know what we want, then we know how to push ourselves. Would you agree with that?
Oh, I agree 100%.
Yeah. So how do you come to, I know you're a person who knows exactly what you want. You're making some big life decisions right now. You're making some big changes. And how do you come to know that? Like, how do you come to decide what is it in my life that I want? How do I sift through all this stuff in my head and figure out what it is exactly that I really do want?
Yeah, so it took some time. It took some learning of really what I really, really wanted in life. And it's trial and error. So basically, just like how with this embarrassing story, it was trial and error, see where I can push myself and see how far I can get. If something don't work out, find another route. If it's something that you really want, I always really wanted to help people somehow, some way. I knew there was a gift somewhere. I just didn't know how. I did blogging, I did MLM businesses, I've done it all. Like, but I did find my niche until one day I decided to really sit down and like, okay, I love talking. I love really speaking to people, talking to them face to face. How can I put that into something that I can actually help others? And I thought of a podcast and I was like, oh my God, let's do that. Originally, it was just for women. And then I started to niche down after really being a mom and really understanding the life and the struggles that we go through. And so I'm really, really honed down into the community of moms. And then I actually go by a nice little system that I have created myself is know your vision, know your mission, and then put those into goals and then put it into action. So I envision myself being one of the top 5 like podcasting people out there that helps moms with a huge, community of helping them with starting their own business or even just living a better life. And my goal, my mission is to help 5,000 moms to either launch or manage their very own podcast to help it grow, monetize, strategize, keep it organized. And my goals right now is to continue my podcast, continue spreading the value through content and being able to just show up for my clients and just many moms and just network. So that's how I do it.
That's amazing. Oh my word. I loved your four points that you made. Vision, and what was the second one? Mission.
Mission
Vision,
and then
mission, goals, and
goals and
action.
action.
Oh man, man, man. I love it so much. Action. That's my favorite part of that piece is taking the action. So many of us talk about what we want to do and we make the vision board and we see what we want, but then we never actually make it happen. I think that is such a tragedy. And that's what I'm trying to prevent on this show is helping you to actually take action and take those small daily steps. Like you started out with 10 minutes of journaling and 30-minute workouts. And what was the other one? Reading for 20 minutes. So that all fits into 1 hour. 1 hour of your 24-hour day completely changed the way that you parent, the way that you run your business, all of these things. It's absolutely fascinating to me what a simple, small little change will do. And I loved seeing how committed you were to it. Like once you started this thing, there was no stopping you. You absolutely are a force to be reckoned with. It's incredible what you've been able to do with the 1, 2, 3 habits. So thank you so much for being here, Mary. Thank you for your wonderful example of what this can do for someone's life. And then thank you for the work that you do. So you are so amazing. What you were able to help me with launching my podcast, I will forever be grateful and just absolutely, I love your mission. I love what you're working for. I just admire the heck out of you. So thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Awesome. So you were saying that your 3 habits that you're working on right now, tell us those one more time. What are you working on?
My 3 habits is still those same ones to actually just to not really improve, but to keep going. So it's still my journaling, it's still my reading, and it's still my exercise and meditation. I really focus on that because mental health is a very, very big factor for moms. And so that has really, really helped me. So right now, I'm not actually adding on anything else. If anything, I'm adding time to it. So sometimes I will add an extra 5 minutes to my journaling if I have extra time, or an extra 10 minutes for reading, or an extra like 5 or 10 minutes for exercise and meditation, just to have that extra time right there if I really, really need it. So I'm still working on the same thing.
I love it. And I love that these have been such a powerful foundation for you. So now those were where you started. You started with those and now you're able to build on and add on and continue the process. It's so inspiring.
Thank you.
Awesome. Okay, Mary, keep up what you're doing. You're doing amazing things. And I can't wait to see where you go and what you do with all of this. And again, thank you so much for being here. And thanks for being such a wonderful light in this world. You talked about how this made you see the world a little brighter and a little lighter. And you are such a fantastic example of how quickly the 1, 2, 3 habit system can change. Simple changes make a massive difference.
It does. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks so much, Mary. All right, you guys, keep with us. Stay with us. This is one example of the 1, 2, 3 habit system and how absolutely it works. I can tell you all day long how it worked for me, but until you put it into your life, you won't have it for yourself. So I encourage you, sit down today, figure out what is your one pillar, harness your 2 superpowers with 2 months of consistent practice, on those 3 daily habits. Whatever those 3 things are, whatever that one idea is that calls to you the loudest, figure out 3 things you can do every single day to make that thing happen. Bring it into reality and start it today. Don't wait any longer. Quit talking about it. Quit thinking about it. Actually do it. 1, 2, 3 habits. I'm Susie B, and I hope that you have gotten some inspiration to act today from the Habits and Humor podcast. We'll check in with you next week. Have a fantastic week, you guys. Thanks for joining us this week on the Habits and Humor podcast, where you come to learn about health and habits and then take action. If you're ready to take action and turn simple habits into massive results that last a lifetime, or you'd like to join our free live call with incredible guests every Tuesday, message me at Susie B Habits. That's SUZIB Habits on your favorite social media platform, and we'll get you in here. Or you can join our free Habits and Humor Facebook group for additional free resources. I'm Susie B, and this is Habits and Humor. Come to laugh, stay to learn, choose to live.